Hey guys, what's going on? Daily Tactics here, and I am back with another Star Wars mod video for Men of War Assault Squad 2, The Galaxy at War mod. Now, today we have an interesting topic that I've been asked to basically cover quite a bit, and that would be Order 37. So you have Order 66, which is a very popular thing in Star Wars lore. Everyone knows what that is. But there was another order programmed into the clones' minds, and that would be Order 37. Order 37 was essentially a strategic command for the clones to basically do on a local populace, and that would be round up the local populace and essentially threaten them if the combatants who were not being basically supportive of the clones were to not stand down. So what we have here is the clones have rounded up all of the civilians on Tatooine, this small little Tatooine village, and threatened to basically it's genocide or massacre them if the Tusken Raiders do not stop attacking, essentially. And it's a pretty brutal order, like seriously, for the Republic especially. Very, very surprising that the Jedi would even consider this a tactic. I'm not sure if they were the ones in charge of this or not, but just very, very brutal. I wonder what they thought about this. I haven't read too much into it except for what the actual order is. Um, it was rarely used, however. So essentially, the Tusken Raiders have decided we're not going to obey because they're Tusken Raiders and they don't really care about local populaces too much. And so they're going to attack anyway. So the clones are going to go through with Order 37 on these civilians and also have to take on these Tusken Raiders. So let's go ahead and press start here and we'll watch Order 37 take place first of all. We'll go in slow-mo for the first bit. Alright, either way, clones actually having a bit of a fight put up from the civilians. A few clones going down, punches being thrown, but now they're beginning to really get their blaster fire out. Looks like the civilians sort of realized what was going to happen. Grenades even being thrown. Clones are very, very serious about taking these guys out. Yeah, they're completely crushing these guys. They didn't really stand a chance. They didn't have any weapons or anything like that, so um, wasn't too much they could do. Either way, these guys are totally done for. Order 37 has been committed, and now the Tusken Raiders are coming at the clones, and they're firing using their cycling rifles, as well as a few SMGs in there. They always have really cool steampunk, sort of interesting-looking weapons. I've always enjoyed what they have. They've also got a few bazooka troopers in here, so that they can take on these TX-130Ts. Looks like this one actually fired at this land cruiser, trying to take out some of these civilians in Order 37. One civilian remains. Looks like he's Mustafarian. He's just chilling over here. The tank's still shooting at him. Actually, some collateral damage there. This TX-130 is trying to fire at the Tusken Raiders across the way here, but hitting this building. No one said they were the brightest. Tusken Raiders taking on some heat from rocket launchers, from clone troopers. They're getting a lot of fire off on these clones, but the clones are doing quite well themselves. Tusken Raider weapons are very, very powerful, though, so the clones are in for a lot of hurt in here. Alright, these clones on this end having their own problems to deal with. I have a feeling that the clones really did Order 37 in this instance out of sheer desperation, as they realized that they were outnumbered by these Tusken Raiders and might not survive an assault, which it seems like the assault by the Tusken Raiders is going extremely well, and the clones are having a lot of trouble sort of stemming that tide of Tusken Raiders who are coming at them. Yeah, these guys are just sort of set up on this hill, getting a good amount of fire down. And the TX-130Ts are no help. This one is actually turning to fire at these guys over here. I don't know if it got any kills, though. Meanwhile, this one is just being a total bozo. Why don't we... This one's being really dumb. Let's just rotate it so... Okay, it's just gonna rotate. Why don't you focus on firing at these guys over here, bud? Okay, yeah, just fire in the middle of nowhere. That's cool, too. Alright, why don't we go into a little bit faster motion here. This line of clones here is completely destroyed, except now the TX-130T is actually firing a little bit. These guys are still here, though, so they can sort of fight back any Tusken Raiders who manage to actually enter in, because they're in a bit more of a middle ground on the base. This TX-130T actually doing some damage to the Tusken Raiders over here. I think that's the clone's biggest weapon right now, is those tanks. Their infantry is not nearly as effective against the enemy infantry, but if these tanks can keep up their fire, they'll surely do well. They've still got some bazooka troopers to be worried about, though. Tusken Raiders can easily take out those tanks with their bazookas, so they gotta watch out for that. The assault on this side is still filing on in, slowly but surely. These clones over here are almost all wiped out, and they're a bit too terrified to pop up and actually fight the enemy. Tusken Raiders actually entering into here. They're taking a few pot shots at this thing, trying to take it out. I don't see why these clones aren't firing at them, but they're... Oh, there we go. Now they are. Yeah, they need to take those guys out. There's actually a clone in here, too. Oh, this thing is still alive. Still cruising. No... Okay, there are still a few bazooka troopers over here. They're just not close enough to actually use their weapons against it. Oh, these guys over here are actually dead. This wall is completely destroyed. This Tusken Raider and this clone seems to not have noticed the Tusken Raider. And the Tusken Raider's just healing, not really caring. Ooh, grenades actually being thrown over here. Oh, get a kill? Nice. This one's sirens are going off now, so it's only a matter of time before it gets destroyed completely. Excuse me. This one over here is in a bit better shape, though. These infantry are actually doing quite well themselves. They're throwing a lot of grenades out there, which is a good strategy. The Tusken Raiders are definitely close enough. He should have thrown it right here, though. Much bigger amount of targets, but instead he tossed it there. That's okay. There's still actually a few clones in this pit as well. And a bunch of clones over here. The clones certainly aren't done for here. They're just struggling quite a bit. I have a feeling, I mean, this thing's flaming now. It's going to go down any second. There it goes. Kaboosh. Alright, let's go into normal speed now. Huge number of Tusken Raiders coming up this way. That TX-130 totally blew up. This one is now on fire. And there it goes, Bazooka Trooper managing to take it out. So we got about 5 clones down here. This clone in here is just chilling. He goes down, but gets a grenade off. Let's see if that does anything. It might. No, it doesn't. Except another grenade got thrown in here. What is that? Okay, interesting. And then there's also a bunch of clones over here who actually did Order 37, and now they're defying these Tusken Raiders who are coming forward. Cycler rifles going off, though. These clones might not be long. Did that civilian survive, or did we see him get shot down? Oh no, he's dead. He's right there. Alright, so there's still a few clones left to resist. Actually getting a few kills in here. But the rest of these guys are going to go down. Ooh, getting another grenade off. Yeah, they're all dead, but that grenade might get another kill. Nice, it did. So now we're down to, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 clones left. Why don't we make it interesting and we'll pull them all back here. Oh, they instantly got just vaporized right there. Alright, cross over this way. Let's try and make things a little bit more interesting. We'll have the Tusken Raiders have to do an assault over here on these 3 clones, and the clones are in a pretty good defensive position. They should be able to hold out a little bit, I think. Alright, here come the Tusken Raiders. 3 clones amidst the bodies of the Order 37 victims. The explosive pits that have been formed are filled in with sand now. Ooh, Tusken Raiders being a bit sneakier, getting that nice wall peek, and then just eviscerating these guys. They didn't even manage to get a single Tusken Raider right there. Oh, man. But why are they charging at a grenade? Yeah, that guy died because of that. Actually, he might just be unconscious. I don't know. Either way, Order 37 did not work out for the clone troopers here. It was a desperate situation, and they seem to have underestimated the cold-heartedness of the Tusken Raiders, who they are going up against. They didn't seem to care for civilian life at all, and they totally took on the challenge that the clone troopers threw at them, and basically just said, nah, we'll attack anyway. So, huge Tusken Raider victory here. In fact, like, barely any died. Yellow are Tusken Raider deaths. Actually, quite a number died. I take that back. but they just overwhelmed the clones. They did outnumber them, maybe like by a third to, yeah, about a third more troops than the clones, but that's not a lot. And they managed to just wipe the clones entirely. I think that just shows every time we do a video with the Tusken Raiders, we find out just how good their weapons are. And I always forget, and then I come back and I'm like, oh yeah, they're just OP as heck. These cycler rifles, they one-shot people. So I mean, obviously, as the main weapon for the Tusken Raiders, it's super powerful. Can't kill your own men though, so there's that. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Comment and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.